All right, guys. Thank you for joining us today on the ATM War Room live trading. Those of you that don't know what this is our War Room. It is located, it's for the ATM.trade platform. It is located on Telegram. These people, there's 84 members in here now. The people that are here and on live chat, they are part of the Mars ecosystem. They are Mars holders who qualify to participate in the ATM War Room. We are very excited to be here today. So what happens in here, the ATM is a automated trading machine. If you want more information on it, go to atm.trade. If you want more information on the Mars project, check out occupymars.land. All the information you need in order to understand what's going on is typically located in either of those two websites. However, the ATM, just a little understanding of it, it's a trading platform pretty much on steroids. It actually allows you to self-trade. So you can trade whatever tokens you like. It has about 500 metrics that we're bringing into it from data. That's both on-chain and off-chain data. So we can set up a strategy utilizing all these different parameters and criterias. As for these tokens to be detected by the ATM will detect them based on the settings we set. It will then display those tokens to us, and it'll provide us with a bunch of various different monitors. In those monitors, it's basically waiting. It hits maybe 3, 4, 5 the criteria. It's waiting for it to hit its buy criteria, which is all pieces that have been set. Once it hits its buy criteria, it'll typically buy. So what happens in this room, I'm running a strategy. I run the same strategy, not every single day, but I do tweak it sometimes. So I've tweaked it a little bit today. We'll see how we do. Every day, I feel like we've been doing pretty well. We've had some good success stories from our members, and every day we usually can find a 2x, a 3x, depending on how long you hold. Again, the sell side of this is the most critical. That is really up to you. How you sell, when you sell, what your strategy might look like. That is really up to you. So highly recommend you study, see how things go with the plays that you get into. I do want to fully disclose this is not financial advice in any capacity, not endorsing any of these tokens. To be honest with you, I have no idea what these tokens are. The only thing I can tell you is that they did meet criteria that was set within the ATM. ATM.trade is the platform. You'll get to see a little bit of how this works. However, the actual ATM is a full-on web-based platform. It is a web app. It is very similar to your Photon or your Bull X. It's very similar in nature. And the only difference is you can automate your investment strategies. You can basically put it on autopilot. Let the ATM run, fund your ATM, and it pretty much trades for you. Or you could trade on your own, figure out what's going to look like a good strategy for you and how you want to work, and then you'll be able to set an automated version of that once you feel like you found a really successful strategy. Now, when I say off-chain data, this thing pulls data from Dex Screener, but it also pulls data from Telegram, TikTok. It comes in from Bubble Maps. It comes in from multiple different sources that don't live on chain. So you hear Bubble Maps a lot. Bubble Maps is not something that is living on chain necessarily. It's a platform that reads the chain, and then it spits out some metrics for us to utilize in order to come up with a score. Now, every token that the ATM does actually buy has what we call a health score. Health score, we believe, will become a very big standard in the industry, especially on the Solana chain, because health score actually tells you what its near-term real-time movement should look like. If it's a really high health score, is a high probability, it means it's going to go, it should go up. If it's a low score, there's probability it's on the way down. It's usually detecting momentum, movement up or movement down. So With that said, I'm going to get started. Guys, if you want to start talking or anything you have to say, start as soon as you're ready. But I'm going to start looking at and monitoring. So what happens, I monitor the ATM, the terminal. So there's a terminal that I'm looking at right now. This is going to then tell me once it actually buys a token. And these tokens could be across the board. They could be brand new. They could be 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 days old. Some cases they're as old as 2 months. It just depends on what we're detecting and how it actually goes ahead and buys. So that being said, anybody would like to talk, feel free. I will be in the discovery mode of checking out what's going on here on chain. Red light, you with us, red light? Red light, you there? Hey, red light, I think I lost you guys for a second. Did I close you?
I'm still good.
You're still good. Have you guys been hearing me this whole time?
No, you've been gone. Not one word.
Oh, you haven't heard anything?
Nothing from you.
Oh, okay. Well, that's okay because we've got we've got everybody on the live stream listening to me, so that's okay. So guys, I just tapped back into our ATM War Room into the live chat. So the people that you hear speak right now are coming from the live chat. While I'm doing all that, I'm not actually dropping a token. This one actually was called right around 370K. By the time I actually got back on the Telegram voice chat, it looks like it's gone up a bit. So take a look at that. That is a new call, or not a call necessarily, but a buy that we just watched the ATM purchase. So take a look at that. That one has looks like an interesting lore to it. It is definitely 48 minutes old. Looks like it's a little bit of a meme around 1000x, how to find 1000x, kind of a fun little setup there. So we'll see how that goes. So let's keep an eye on that one. I'm going to continue to monitor the ATM as we're looking here. So if anybody has anything you'd like to bring up, actually I bought it at 276. Actually, I was wrong. So yeah, by the time I got it to you guys, it already had jumped so fast. All right, so I'm just gonna keep watching. Those of you that are watching or listening to us on live stream, you'll have a little bit of background music there. If for some reason that's too loud for you guys, just put it into one of the chats and I'll see it, and then we'll turn it down a little bit for you. Red light, you didn't get any car accidents on the way home, did you?
No, that wasn't me. That wasn't me driving. You know?
Oh, I thought you were at home.
I wasn't home. I was only 5 minutes away. Oh, 5 minutes, I think I got it.
Nice.
Cider Kev was also driving home.
No drinking and driving,
right?
I'm
going 90.
No drinking and driving, right?
Not me. I pulled the ciders out after I got home.
Nice. Did he ever make it? Did Cider Kev ever make it?
He joined. He said he couldn't hear as much, so he's like, I'll join back in when I get home. And I said, perfect.
Got it. But
we're sitting at a nice 474 right now on the how to find 1000x.
Okay.
Or at least that's what Deck Screener has.
Okay. Well, just maybe be a little patient. Some of them take a second.
And then just shoot up.
Yeah, just depends. It just depends on what you got. That Zog, Z-O-O-G, I gotta tell you guys, I sat there and watched so it bought it at 270 something. I don't remember. I typed it in earlier. 277K, and then It didn't sell, which I was pretty surprised because typically it'll sell pretty quick, but it didn't. And rode it all the way to 3.1 or 3.2 or something like that. Maybe it's 3.6 or something. And then it sold it and bought it back in at 2.1. And then it held it till about almost 5.3 and then sold and bought back a couple 100,000 lower than that. And then now it's still holding it at this point. So it's interesting. It should have probably sold out of it, I think, around 10 mil, but it's still holding it. So I'm not sure. I think it's because the higher it goes, the more the trailing stop loss doesn't get triggered so easily. But we'll keep an eye on it. I'll let you guys know when it does sell.
You're still using the momentum strategy on this one, right?
Yeah, this is momentum. 1000X just went to 529 at this point.
I got 582 on deck.
Okay.
594.
Yeah, so it's starting to cook a little bit. So those of you that are watching us live, what has happened just recently, we dropped in the how to find 1000X into the room. The ATM bought it, looks like 276 or 77,000, something like that. Again, manual interaction unfortunately takes a minute. So it took me a second to get back into the voice chat, but by the time I did, I saw it, dropped it in here, dropped it at 500,000 in the first call in the ATM war room. So we're going to monitor this one, see kind of where it takes us, and then obviously go from there. What is the easiest way to get it to update? Oh, okay. No, I think I figured it out. So I'm gonna update. I'm gonna update it here. So we're up 21% right now at this current 612 market cap. So not bad for. I think we dropped it. I think it shows you
506
5 minutes ago. So it went. It's bouncing around a bit. It looks like. Okay, so I've got another one.
Give us another call. You love it.
Yeah. There you go. So this one, interesting deal. Is this today? Is today the 27th? I don't know why I can't remember the date. Today is the 27th.
Yes,
okay.
It is.
I'm losing my mind.
End of the year, all days don't matter anymore.
Right. Okay. So yeah, I feel like that's kind of what's going on. I actually was sitting there earlier too. I'm like, what day is today? All right. So again, that one was 249. I'm showing 259. It's still showing.
Yeah, we just jumped back up to almost 600 on that.
Oh, on 1000X.
Sorry, that's not. Yeah, sorry.
Oh, you're fine. I'm all good with that. Looks like feet coins up at 296. We threw it in there at 250. 638 on 1000X right now, guys. So that's looking pretty good too. Nothing crazy. We're not seeing a 2x, in a matter of minutes. But the good news is we're seeing positive upswing and upside momentum, which is exactly what this strategy is all about. So we're actually seeing the ATM is doing exactly what the ATM should be doing. So that's a good thing. So keep your eyes open. I will, as soon as I get another one, I will drop it in there for you guys to take a look at. We will continue to stream live, just to give you guys and anybody at home that's taking a look at this, seeing kind of how this works. This certainly is the ATM.trade, the platform itself. What we're doing, so this isn't the actual platform. We'll show you guys the platform in another video that we will do live. What we're doing here, this is the ATM War Room. This is for the members. So we are going into our alpha next week. So that's very exciting. A lot of people have been waiting patiently to use the actual ATM. There are videos of the actual ATM running and it doing 100% working with the platform. And so if you ever want to look at that, you check out our Twitters, check out our accounts, you'll see how the ATM works and how it's going. But other than that, there's a lot of calls that we do in here. And we try to do this every day. We try to schedule a session so people can kind of come in and learn, what's going on with the ATM and how it's working. I think I've got you guys another. I think I've got you guys another call in here. Hold on. Okay. So you'll get a good idea of how things work with the ATM and what it does. And basically, I'm using a strategy. I'm running the ATM on its terminal here locally. It's basically, as soon as it hits parameters for the investment strategy that have been set for it, it will then buy a token. And what I'm doing in here right now is I'm actually dropping the buys that it's making currently in real time so people can see them. It's kind of a nice setup because you get to see when it calls these tokens. You get to kind of follow along and see how they're doing after the fact. We've seen it all across the board, honestly, where it calls something and it goes and it's doing well right away, or it calls something and it kind of chills out for a minute and then it takes off and goes crazy. I suspect, guys, with 1000X and with FeetCoin, we're coming into right around that 1 hour mark. I'm seeing actually, I'm watching in real time. I'm seeing a bunch of alpha wallets buying FeetCoin right now. So that's interesting. But yeah, I mean, you're going to see a little bit of a dip around the hour mark. Arcade looks to be an older token. I don't necessarily. I think it's a couple weeks, 13 days old, maybe. So it's probably a momentum strategy or something going on with that token. It probably is a big release, or maybe they did something that caused the volume to spike. So that's probably why the ATM caught it. So take a look and see where that goes. Obviously, patience sometimes does pay off. I had some people yesterday and even days before in other trades where at first it maybe didn't do exactly what we thought it would do, and then next thing you knew, we got off after about an hour and a half, and then it's up 2-3x from where it was when we started as well. So it just depends. I do highly recommend you go take a look at the project if you've got time. Obviously, there's time between these calls, so definitely take the time, check them out, see what you come up with, see what you think. Still watching here.
I mean, with the 1000X, with the strategy, if you go for like a 20% off of everything, I would have cashed out right before this giant dip that it has. That'd be nice.
Yeah, no, the cash out, no, that's why I say your sell strategy is the most critical, right?
Yeah.
Just comes down to what you're trying to accomplish. All right, so
Bitcoin just jumped up to 453, 445. Nice and moving. You got Arcade sitting around like 180.
Yeah, the ATM sold Arcade, and it's got it back in the monitor right now, so not entirely sure what it's going to do with that. This one was just bought as well. Shit and Piss 500. It's a very interesting name. So keep an eye on that as well.
Nice. My sell trigger just hit for Bitcoin, made 65%.
On which one? FeetCoin?
Yeah, Bitcoin.
Nice.
So that just sold like 15%. So that's beautiful.
Yeah, that's a good good start.
You got Arcade going up and down a little bit. Not too bad though. Still hovering around that mark.
Yeah, 1000X, I expect to see a small little dip at the hour where we're at right now. The Feet coin typically does too. The S&P 500 looks like it's breaking out of its hour dip, so maybe that's why it's building. It's seeing the momentum. This is one of those interesting memes. I think a lot of these just depends on who's behind them, so you just kind of have to watch. So Feet coin's flying, by the way. S&P 500 is going up too. Arcade seems to be coming down. I don't know if that was just obviously you guys have to look and see what's going on there. I don't have a second to go in there and render any sort of opinion.
Everyone.
I mean, it's going down, but you just never know with these things. Like I've seen it get triggered by an alpha wallet that holds. Typically something that's that old, it triggers it by some sort of alpha wallet that buys, but it's a holding alpha wallet. It's not just an alpha wallet. So that could be what triggered it. I don't have it in front of me to see, but I've seen it where it buys and then it kind of dips for a second and then it starts ripping. So you just never know with these. That's why I put them in a monitor. If you've got a way to monitor these, I typically would use like Deck Screener or something, because you could put them all on the same screen. Keep an eye on them. All right, let me keep looking at the ATM.
It has a big Twitter, I think.
It has a big Twitter?
It has a big Twitter.
Oh, a fake Twitter.
Let's see. He's got Arcade looks legitimate from the CA on Twitter FYI.
Got it. Hey, good due diligence. Simply keep looking, see what you see, and obviously see where you're comfortable. Yeah, Feet coin seems to be a small darling. I'm not sure exactly the meta or the lore there, but I would definitely keep my eyes on Feet coin because I'm seeing a lot of activity there. All right, what else we got here? So just bought back into Zoog, by the way, ZOOG at 8 mil. It really is, it's really obsessed with Zoog today. Yeah, S&P's looking good, almost 900K now. So it's about a 15-20%er. Arcade's chilling.
Yeah, Arcade's sitting around that number, so it looks like it might just hover a little bit there.
S&P is at 9. S&P at 944. Feet coin's making it way back towards 500. Arcade, yeah, it's just kind of chilling. 1000X is on its dip, like I thought. You just never know. I mean, with these, they come out, they could rip right out of that hour dip. So we'll see how that goes. But anybody who sold or bought and sold that one right away, you had a shot at some easy, quick returns there. It looked like.
There we go. You got a nice big dip in Arcade. That just dropped down to 130. You got Feet sitting at 555 right now.
And S&P, where's S&P? Still 940. 925.
Yeah, it's sitting at just hit a mill.
Oh, nice. So it looks like S&P. S&P's got some legs on it. So yeah, passive income. I thought it was pretty damn funny too. Shit and piss 500. It's interesting. Yeah, so Bob Roberts, they are more likely to go up within the first hour. There is like a 30, there never used to be, but there is a, or used to be a like a, just to go up and slowly kind of teeter up to about 50 minutes to an hour, and then they would start to dip slightly. But nowadays, in the past 3-4 months, there's another pattern that has evolved, and that starts around the 20 to 25 minute mark, and then they dip, and then they come back out around 30-35 minutes, and they run to an hour. So there's kind of like two dips now versus what it used to do. But not all tokens dip at all. So it just depends. It really depends on what's going on with the people behind it, and whatever market making they're using. If they're using market making, that really affects the pattern. So they're not always going to be the same, but I'd say 90 to 95% they all act about the same. So yeah, S&P, we're still at a mill. Feetcoin at 528. 1000X, as I thought, is starting to make its way back. Looks like the only one right now so far is Arcade. Anytime it's an older token, I'm always a little bit weary about those, but you just never know, because it could just be somebody trying to gain some attention by pushing a ton into the actual volume to try to push it onto different boards, things like that. So I don't know if you guys knew this, but anytime a token has like massive volume, there's hundreds of different ranking sites out there that once you trigger it, it could go into like a trending or a top 10, 20 list type thing. So these guys will market manipulate their own tokens to push them up. The ATM is built to detect it. I'm suspecting the reason it bought Arcade, it bought and sold, but the reason it bought it is most likely there was an alpha wallet. And it only buys for alpha wallets that are, actually, it looks like it bought Arcade at 170. And it looks like it sold around 2 something. But it only buys the alpha wallets that are alpha wallets, but they also will be a long-term hold. They don't typically buy and sell on an average of 5 minutes type thing. There's a ton of alpha wallets that do that, by the way, guys. You got to be really, 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 really careful with those, because those can pretty much wipe you out pretty quick, because they'll get everybody to buy behind them, and then they'll just dump on people. I know it doesn't sound nice, but unfortunately that's what it's kind of like playing Monopoly. These guys, who has the most money can buy the most property, right? That's what these guys will do. So the biggest thing the ATM's looking for is, it's now looking for a detection of an alpha wallet as much as it's looking for a detection of an alpha wallet that actually is a hold alpha wallet that holds average of longer than 1 hour or 2 hours or 3 hours, depending on how you set that. Okay, so it's kind of quiet right now. Let me see. Anything new? No, we're just in a holding pattern. So keep your eyes on those. I think we can maybe, I think oh wait, did I do that wrong? Yeah, I did. So I can't tell if, so this is showing a couple of tokens from before, but right now it's showing Feetcoin at its peak. You had a 2.5x. S&P is at a 1.4x, dip 1,000 at that 1,000x at a 1.3, so 30% gain. Arcade does not show a positive upside yet, so we're just going to keep watching that, but you can see it there on the leaderboard so far. Keep a look at the ATM here in the terminal, see what comes up, any buys that it does. As soon as it does, I will drop it into the room there for you guys. Boy, Feetcoin's starting to run too. It's 582.
Looking beautiful.
Yeah, S&P.
People love their feet.
Yeah, they love their shit and piss 500 too. It's still sitting at a mill. So that's good. Arcade's holding tight at 140, so that's interesting. 1000X looks like it's capitulating, which is typical at the 1 hour
some
mark.
People taking some profit from S&P. Just dropped down to 955.
Yeah, a little bit.
But, not too bad. You got 608 for Feetcoin. You're sitting at 148 with Arcade.
Right.
Not too bad. I mean, Bitcoin killing it though. But you called that at?
Feetcoin. Let's just go back and look. So we have Feetcoin was called at 249.
249, yeah. 2.4x right now, 18 minutes ago.
Yeah, not bad. Not bad.
The beautiful one, we're at 620 right now with that. Yeah, still, okay, just sitting there. It really wants to just sit at that area right now.
Yeah, it's just kind of hanging out. Yeah, it's just
like us.
Yeah, it's just hanging out. Maybe it's got a cider and just sitting there on the deck somewhere, taking in the clouds, taking in the clouds and the breeze.
Trying to think, do I want Loganberry or do I want Black-Eyed Peach?
I think whoever's running Bolax is drinking too many ciders because I can't even get on it. I'm locked out. Right in the middle of the tree.
Shit, you won't need it soon.
I know, right?
Yeah, feet's going, guys. I feel like feet is. I called it earlier. Maybe it was like 400K when I told you guys. But there's something about feet. It's just a pattern. I've studied patterns on these tokens, and I've also studied the buys. And as I'm watching this, not in the monitor for the ATM, but just watching it on my charts here that are running in real time, feet looks pretty typical to a runner. So not financial advice. And by the way, guys, I want to also fully disclose, I have not bought any of these. I have not bought any of these tokens, just so you guys know. I personally don't own any of these. These are simply ATM buys that the ATM is doing based on an investment strategy, not financial advice, like I've said. All right, so
NFA. Bitcoin is moving. It was nice. Nice little jump, 780 right now. Beautiful.
Yeah, Bitcoin's almost a 3x. It is a 3x, actually.
Ooh. Oh, okay, you had a nice little sell pressure come out.
It's
that's getting eaten up real quick.
Yeah, there's something about Bitcoin, guys.
People who like their feet, like they like their tits and ass. Why any of those, if they move?
This is a true statement, my friend.
Oh.
Is anyone else using Bolax and having trouble with it?
Yeah, what's it called? Someone just wrote to you. I don't know. Turn off the site, jump back in. Maybe that works.
Yeah, error occurred. I did. I've done everything except restart my computer. Yeah, every other website's working, so something's going on with the site.
Yeah, their RPC could be down. There's a bunch of reasons it could be doing that.
Okay. You had Arcade drop down to 139. That's going down a little bit. But that's the thing too, is you have your set strategy. You would have pulled off at least 3 of these coins already too, which was nice.
Yeah, for sure.
1,000 actually would have pulled out at like most people. You're gonna going conservative, like 15, 20%. You easily wouldn't hit that. That's nice.
Oh, it hit 30. So anybody that would have had a sell at 20 or 25 would have triggered.
Yeah, beautiful. I know mine triggered on that one. I know mine triggered on Bitcoin. So, nice little profit I've made so far. We ain't doing Rob numbers. Not throwing in a 20 soul fat finger.
I mean, he's throwing 20 soul at a 200K token. This guy.
Good for him. Damn. If I could, I would.
Who is in the Telegram saying that I'm making guarantees in the world?
Dude, I don't know.
That's
make sure no guarantees.
That's some funny stuff. I want to find the person who can tell me that I've ever used the word guarantee.
Oh, look at that. Look at that. He's like all jokes.
Oh, I know.
He's friends with Rob. Okay.
I know. I'm just messing with you.
I don't know. Too many friends of Rob's in here.
It's okay. I need to find the guy with the Trump, and he and I need to have a talk.
Oh, I see that. I can get you. That's easy. I can get you in contact with him. The one for Rob, that's a hard one.
Yeah.
I have no idea who holds that.
Oh, what do we got here? We just got, it's buying something. Hold on. Why is it buying this? Oh, shit. Never mind. I should have gave this to you guys a while ago. Oh, I watched it buy it like 5-7 minutes ago, and now it's already up.
Damn.
20%. So I'll hold off on that one. Yeah, I'll hold off on that one. It's a 2 million market cap token.
I know. Some people were asking like if it goes for the higher market caps. I was like, it's all about the strategy you give it. You want to go for higher ones? You set that up.
Yeah, so you can go as high as you want. You can set your parameters on market cap. Right now, it's actually set for under 15 mil, and as low as 100K.
Okay.
So, I'm trying to capture some of the new stuff for you guys because it seems like some people like the new stuff as well. Feet looks like it's still doing well. S&P still in the green. Arcade just for some reason it's all about the 140. 1000X has had a decent dip. We'll see if that one returns. Not entirely sure.
Got feet hit just 824 right now. That's nice. Oh,
yeah.
Up and down on that one quick.
Well, let's see. We'll just go to the leaderboard for the day. Anybody that's watching, that one on top, the 538008, that actually was boobies. I don't know if you guys got that. But that thing 11X, that thing was crazy. That was from yesterday's session. Right now we got Bitcoin at 3.6X, S&P still at 40%, 1000X at 30%, and Arcade obviously has not done anything at this point. So, but, you know, the one thing I will say is if you were on the ATM, it would have bought you in around 170 and looks like it would have sold around 200-ish. So I'm guessing. And you can also buy and sell based on what makes the ATM so unique is it's not just a trailing stop loss. I know some of you guys are talking about that in the chat. Trailing stop loss is absolutely what every trading platform should have, and I know there's only very few out there that have it. But what the ATM actually can do is you could tell it to sell based on buys versus sells momentum shift. So it's so much bigger than just a stop loss. It will actually sell it as soon as it hits the top curve on the chart and it starts to come back down, or it's starting to move, momentum is starting to, sells are overtaking buys on a 30 or a 1 minute basis. It has the ability to do that. So when I say figure out your sell strategy, keep in mind when you actually get into the ATM shortly, it's going to take some training sessions with a lot of you guys to really help you guys understand this is not your traditional trading platform. It has so much more that it can do above and beyond from a sell standpoint, which is really capturing the profit. That's the whole point of the ATM, is to capture the profit. All right, so Feet Coin's still looking good. S&P, I think, is still looking good. I just watched a Alpha Wallet buy in.
I know Feet dropped a little bit, but it's on its way back up.
Yeah. Looks like some big wallet.
Did the Alpha Wallet buy S&P?
Yeah, there's an Alpha Wallet that bought S&P, yeah. I'm not sure. I can't dig into it if I'm gonna be monitoring, but I did see it come up on my chart here.
I mean, it's got a nice little movement coming its way too. Got a nice buy pressure going right now.
Oh, S&P's up 966.
Yeah, 9. Yep. He took a nice little dip again. Here you go. You got Arcade moving a little bit, jumping up. 142.
1000X is starting to move up again too.
Look at that. Once the ATM's out, I don't have to have 4 different screens open.
Yeah, it'll all be in your monitor.
It'll be so nice.
It'll all be right there.
You got 927 for S&P. Sitting at 685 with Bitcoin. Constantly buys and sells. You got Arcade just sitting there.
Yeah. I'm gonna, while we're on here dropping tokens, I think I'm gonna play the video for the folks that are at home monitoring this thing, taking a look at it, so people can see it. Give me 1 second here.
Okay. S&P 500 pushing that 990. But it did break them at it. Okay. I mean, even if you push them back, jump back up to 720-ish. Maybe a nice little dip people bought in. Now it just shoot.
Yeah, anything is absolutely possible. So those people at home, I'm going to share a new screen for you guys that actually shows the ATM, so they can kind of see a little bit about what it's all about. This video that I'm going to play for you guys, all right, we want to get an idea. All right, we got Shits.ETH, we got Boston Rob. What it's doing.
What's up, guys? What's up?
The feisty Mr. Eric, the CTO.
What's going on?
Dev of the year. All right.
Don't tell anybody.
All right,
let's just
guys,
make
so
sure, are we actually live on all
that strategy? Like Eric's showing you guys right now. Those of you that are at home watching. This is what the actual ATM
great,
looks like. But that's the sell strategy that is assigned to this
gives you kind of an idea of what it is.
So it's automatically buying once it detects a token.
We're going to keep dropping.
It detects it on chain based on the parameters which you put.
Is in here that's
then it's
listening as we drop them.
But then it's
you guys
actually
will be
selling it based on your sell strategy.
able to
it's funny, like
participate
we were
as
talking
well.
about earlier, Rob.
Everything's starting to.
I don't remember the token you said it earlier. The three,
go
the F, like what is it?
You got,
I can't remember
Arcade
right
pushing
now.
146.
UFD?
Got
Yeah, the one that went to like
Yeah, the UFD. It's like a, I don't know, that unicorn FAR token. The ATM hit it at 700K.
hit it at 770K and bought, but it actually sold at like
SP 500 looks like it.
You know, because
Because it just ripped its 20-30% that it's set to do.
right, exactly.
Which is what a lot of people really still want. I mean, again, if you're degening.
All
Oh,
right,
there's the jump. 1.14.
nice. So those of you that are home, what you're watching right now is you're seeing the actual ATM, how it works. At the very top there, you're going to see how, it puts these tokens in a monitoring. It actually buys the tokens for you. If you want, there's a search bar at the top. You could search by any CA. You could buy any token you choose. Maybe it's an alpha group or you're just wanting to degen yourself. You could simply just buy it. You'll see that little yellow bar under the token information that was up here. That yellow bar is what we call the token score health score. Token health score is an absolute game changer. It basically tells you what the probability of a token moving upwards or downwards is. So that kind of gives you an idea there of what you're looking at. This is actually the night we went live with this video. This was a live video to the audience. And that night it was FB, I think it was Fart Book. I'm pretty sure, I can't remember exactly, but as you can see, it's watching Fartbook in real time come off of Pump Fun. It detected it, it grabbed it, threw it into the monitor. It actually bought and sold it multiple times, but it could literally buy a token and sell a token in less than 3 seconds. And in this case, if you watch the whole video, there was a time live as we were doing this where it actually bought a token, sold it in under 3 seconds, and grabbed 37% return. So the ATM is an absolute monster of a technology. For those of you that are watching, again, if you want a lot more information on it, it is coming out in January. It is a absolute game changer. Beta's coming. We've got a lot of people that are looking to participate. So lots of exciting stuff coming up with the actual project itself for Mars. So I would recommend, if you're just kind of watching this for the first time, highly recommend you take a look at it. Lots of information to get your hands around, but absolute game changer for a lot of people. All right, so let me go back to my monitor here, guys.
And at that point, definitely jump in the Telegram, ask some questions, figure things out, do your research on it. Who's ever watching that video? That's the way to do it.
Absolutely.
Jump in the Telegrams, ask around. Everyone in the community is always helpful.
Absolutely. So yeah, I just wanted people to kind of see the video, because I think when you're watching us in the Telegram and the ATM War Room, they're probably like, wait a minute, where's this platform and what does it look like? So that's why I'm kind of giving you guys a little bit of a rundown so you could see it on the screen of what it actually looks like. As I'm still just monitoring, looking for some more plays for you guys.
I had a question with the discount program.
Yeah. You're disqualified, Red Light. You're not. Yeah, we disqualified you.
Oh, that's upsetting. I understand that. I get it. No, I was just looking at the access to the partner benefits and all that stuff. Is that like, I don't know what you guys consider with that, or in that case, or if that's like a later on thing. I guess whatever you guys are partnering with and all that other stuff.
Yeah, so partner benefits we've got a lot of partner opportunities that come our way, especially with having a platform. And a lot of times they'll offer us benefits for, a limited number of participants. Could also be that we partner with, NFT projects, or we partner with a launch of a new token that wants to launch and wants to, partner with us because they know that we've got a solid community of people that actually care about what they're buying. And in that case, if they're doing some sort of like whitelist or a pre-sale, or they're doing some sort of NFT minting or something like that, the people who qualify for partner benefits are going to be the ones that get whitelisted for those opportunities. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, that's fire. Okay.
Yeah.
That's why I wanted to figure that out. Make sure I knew that.
Yeah.
Make sure I'm on
Absolutely.
any of those I can get on.
Shit and piss is over 1.1 mil now.
Yeah, it's in at 1.26 on deck screener.
Nice.
We got feed coin who dropped back down to 580, but it looks like it wants to jump up a little bit, a little more buy pressure. And you got arcade over here at 159 right now. So it's making a nice little chart over there. How's the next I don't even have on the computer. You know, I figured I'd ask that. I saw that. Someone else asked me about it. And I was like, I actually don't know about it.
Yeah, S&P is also looking pretty solid, guys. Just in general. Oh, 1.3 mil now. I mean, that's almost going to be a 2x here soon.
Yeah, here we go.
S&P just running.
S&P, beautiful.
Yeah.
1.31.
Arcade's making a comeback. Feetcoin's kind of capitulating.
Yeah.
And don't worry, I'm still monitoring. Still looking for the next one.
When shits gets it, we'll get it.
Yeah, and just so you guys know what's happening in the downtime when I'm not dropping it, it buys and sells, so it's actually bought and sold S&P like probably 6 times since I dropped it. It also has done the same with Feetcoin, and a couple other ones as well. So I mean, it's doing stuff. It's buying and selling. But it typically buys and sells on the swing. It's like the ultimate swing trader is what I have it set up to do on the sell side. So if you guys are wondering why I'm not telling you that it's selling, is simply because it's not necessarily a sell signal. It's just the way that I basically set it up to be the ultimate swing trader, as long as it detects that the token still qualifies. So there's a lot of stuff which I'll do a lot of training with you guys. I might start training with you guys either late next week or the week after, because I think it's going to be important for you guys to really understand the power that is at your fingertips. Like I was saying earlier, you could set it up to, if sells overtake buys over a 30-second span, it automatically sells for you, so you're not even worried about the stop loss, because it'll keep detecting the token, and when it gets positive momentum again, it'll buy it back. You could set it up to do that.
1.4.
What do we got here?
Yeah, just a little bit, nothing crazy. But the feed coin definitely taking a nice little hit.
Yeah, S&P looks like it's getting a lot of alpha buyers now, so there might be something on it. I'd keep watching that one. All right, let's keep watching here.
Bitcoin's all the way back down to 430.
Yeah, like we've said, you got to know your sell side. You got to know your sell side. I mean, some of them have legs and they'll keep going, and some of them, they struggle to make it past break points. And there are resistance points in every token, and it needs to pass the resistance. If it can, it could fly. If it can't, it could always make its way down from there. So it really just depends. So many factors that go into it.
Nice jump there. More room.
Not seeing anything to buy yet, so we're just kind of hanging out waiting for the next buy signal.
just chilling, we're trying to get the Doge owner in the group chat. S&P just jumped to 1.53.
Oh, it's
1.6.
Okay. Next screen is just,
A little slow.
yeah.
It's not the
At least it
ATM.
works.
Soon,
Yep.
soon I'll be able to play with the ATM.
S&P is a 2x at that point, guys. So that's great.
Yeah, I was trying to get into that when the Bullux crashed 20 minutes ago.
S&P spiked to 1.9 on Bullux.
Very nice.
Hey, I mean, you jumped into S&P 500, making nice. Hopefully, if you had your sell everything, not sell everything, but if you had your sell strategy for Bitcoin, hopefully made a nice little chunk.
Bitcoin 3x for sure if you had your sell on.
Had your sell on, you hit something, and you got over here arcades looking back at 166. CG, I'm also in the same boat as you. I bought back into Bitcoin when it first hit its dip. I had actually sold before it dropped like another 200K. But, I mean, the Bitcoin hit the nice 3.6. That's perfect. For me, I'll take that. If you add up all these so far, that's a nice return. What do we got going on? Oh. So how do you make an orange creamsicle cider?
What's up?
How does Kevin make an orange creamsicle cider?
Oh, that's an industry secret, my friend. A little bit of vanilla, a little bit of orange. It's all about the proper ratio. You like that? Did I send you that one?
No, I saw that on your website. Your website's sick. The strawberry lime mojito.
Yeah, that was
Also
fire.
another looking one.
I thought I sent you some of those.
I got the pies. It worked
You got
out
the pie
perfect,
series?
Yeah.
I'll put the other ones in the next shipment.
Hey, red light. At least you got some.
Shit, you gotta just start talking to Kevin. Start talking. Kevin's over here. I'm trying to buy a hat off him. He's like, "Oh, just go in the box. I'll buy it from you, please."
It's okay. I've been super sick lately, so I probably wouldn't be doing much of any of that anyway.
I did shoot you a DM there, Shitsy.
I know. I'm horrible at responding right away, so I'll get you tonight.
That's all good. As soon as I get that, I'll get you a care package out. Don't you worry.
Look, I mean, I was.
Oh, I'm a paying customer, my friend. So you got to give me an invoice before I send you any
1.76 for
any
S&P
address.
500. Man won't let me pay him yet.
No, he only gets an address with a paying invoice.
I'm trying to work through my 2024 sample budget.
Nice. Nice.
Oh, Black Eyed Peas actually grew
no-
on me a lot.
nothing called right now.
I mean, we're sitting here with a nice 1.7 on deck screener. So that's beautiful. Here we got, okay, so you got Arcade just, sitting back at that level for a little bit, that 150-ish area. Let's look at feet. Drop down all the way to 398. Has a little bit of a pie pressure right now, but could change in a minute.
I gotta tell you, I think Arcade might be the first one it's ever bought when we've done a live that it didn't have the positive green. Might be the only one I've ever seen.
So we called, because even S&P, the second you called it, kind of just shot up nicely.
Yeah, S&P's gone. Bitcoin was great. 1000X even at 30%. quick 30% on 1000x is what it was. I mean, remember, this is the momentum strategy. So it's going to grab in the moment of momentum. Momentum usually can continue or it sometimes fizzles out. So you have to always, be prepared for that. I'm still monitoring, guys, so.
Yeah, no, I mean, gotta do your thing. Look around. It's tough. I mean, I guess not that. Every so often a coin will come out or have momentum.
Well, let me ask you a silly question. If I told you that every day, now I'm not the ATM, I'm just telling you in general. If I told you every day that someone was going to give you 5 or 10 buys and CAs to go buy right this minute, and every single one of them would have a green positive upside, would you believe that that's possible?
I believe it's possible. I mean, like, you think about it, you go, oh, everything will go up at least a little bit, but, like, again, gotta have a sell strategy with that, but, like, would I really believe the person telling me that 5 or 10 of these every day will go up like that? I don't know. I don't think I would believe them. I think I'd look at them like they're crazy. That's just me, though.
Well, if I was manually doing it, it would be virtually impossible because I can't monitor.
You got, S&P at 2 mil. It's just under it. Up and dropped. Every time I talk about it, it just wants to just drop.
Hold on. We got us another one.
104.
What do we got here?
He did have also a nice little bounce. And S&P has been... This could be like everyone's Boston Robs, call. Throw in, take out, and then it just shoots off.
Yeah. As soon as you sell, it goes triple.
Ooh, you got a nice drop in Arcade. It went from 160 to 137.
Interesting. Yeah, it hasn't bought it back or anything, so.
2.27 for S&P. A nice candle, 2.4. What do we got here? See the leaderboards again.
Oh, S&P is getting it's getting a lot of love for sure.
I mean, S&P right there is almost at the 3. It's at 3.4x right now from when you called.
Yeah. Well, you guys got 2 3X's, so that's cool.
If you hit them, they made decent. I would take a 3x in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Now if we're going like Rob, a 3x off of 20 soul, that's a good chunk right there, guys. Oh, 2.88.
Oh wow. Yeah, it's flying.
Hit 2.88, dropped down to 2.78. Beautiful. I'll have to watch this. This is always...
Looks like it hit 3.
Yes, yeah. It looks like it. Next screen is just crap.
Oh,
Yep, 3.09.
You know what's gonna be so cool is when you look at your monitor and it tells you the exact market cap real time. Literally just changing in front of your eyes. Of all the tokens that are in your strategy, or if you're monitoring them, you can add tokens manually from searching and add to monitor.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. That's nice.
No way you don't have to worry about deck screen or none of that bullshit. You could do it all on mobile too, by the way.
I'm not using anything other than the ATM.
Well, you'd have no reason to.
Exactly. 3.25.
This is wow.
What did it hit up here? That was yeah.
33.
GMAC, a 3x on it is still a win. But I want GMAC to know if this thing just runs and it hits 70 mil, I'm calling them the next Rob.
Oh man, it is whoever's selling it, fine, but it's getting a ton of alpha while it's buying it.
I might just, you know what, I'm buying back into it.
Don't let me influence what you're doing,
No,
please.
no. Would never.
I honestly don't own any of these tokens. I'm just doing this as a goodwill. That's all.
We love goodwill. Now, where are all these people, man?
So I don't ever buy them when I'm doing them for you guys. I actually do them when I'm just sitting there in my downtime, just watching. And I'll hit some really good ones like earlier today. I actually was able to get into Zug. I actually didn't catch Zug. The ATM caught it super early, but I didn't catch it till it's like 1.6 mil. Still ran to 10, so not a bad deal. Don't look now though. 1000X is starting to make a comeback there too.
I have to pull that one up on the screen. I have to replace that with Bitcoin. Bitcoin's on its way down, 297. It tried to make a nice little bounce back.
Yeah, but if you see any of these, I'd keep watching. Just like I've seen them 6 hours later, all of a sudden. Yeah, all of a sudden the thing's at 1 million. You're like, oh man. Just depends.
Some people just love it. They want it in that second, and they just can't wait to get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you guys must have sold in the ATM, right? So because it's constantly going and buying.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, but you and Eric, are you guys actually using the ATM yet, or are you waiting to use it with the team when you guys come out with the alpha for all that?
We're personally not using the ATM for our personal trading. We're using and load testing the ATM with the SOL that we have that's in our team wallet. So we fund a bunch of different ATMs with that. It runs 24/7, and when the gains are in there, we just siphon them back out and we create another ATM and let it run. So what we're trying to do, we have to get as much data. I think I said this to you guys before, but the data is the most critical thing because you're feeding the brain. And so the more it can have up-to-date data, the better our health scores will be, and more accuracy on the health score for a probability metric. So if you ever you're like, hey, don't you guys make money on these ATM runs all day? Yes, it does make money, but the thing is, we're just pushing it into a new ATM. And when I say new ATM, it's just another ATM wallet that's created to do more testing and drive more data. And what we do is we typically take this strategy that I use with you guys. I do tweak it, but I'll typically if we make a new one, every morning he'll go in and he'll take whatever excess that's in there and he'll go create 2 or 3 or 4, maybe 5 new ATMs to run, and he'll tweak a lot of the strategies to see what they do. There is tweaking we do, guys, and the tweaking sometimes does always changes the outcome. So you guys know from a sale, a lot of times when we're really testing right now, we're testing a lot of the sell side. I mean, not that we've got the buy side perfected. It's never going to be perfected, only simply because Solana and the shifting and the movement of how people buy and sell trade on Solana is always a moving target, but we're always ahead of it. And then on the sell side, what we're trying to do, I'm trying to really learn and let the data teach me by studying the data,
what's your most efficient way to gain the maximum return on these tokens? Because I'm not seeing that we're having any issues on the buy side. It's if you don't have the right sell strategy, that's going to really determine how well you do. And so that's what we're doing a lot with any of the test load balancing is one thing, but we keep expanding out as many ATMs we could be running at the same time to just drive tons of data into the brain. And so that's maybe a little insight for you guys.
Oh, that's sick to know that and hear all that. Makes everyone understand a little bit more what you guys are doing and why it's not, fully out yet, to anyone.
Well, I
guess like you guys gotta test everything. This thing is a monster from everything that we know about.
I mean, I want to be ahead. I want to be able to teach people like stuff that's tried and true versus assumptions. We could probably throw a whole bunch of different ways to sell based on assumptions of what something might or could do. But to be brutally honest, like I'm not a fan of telling people like, hey, I think you should try this. I'd rather tell people, hey, this is something that we've seen worked, and we know that we have enough data to support that. And that's just something. No, it's not always going to come out the same, but at least I know there's a high probability that it's going to work, the way that it's been working. So it just makes me feel better about how we work with people. That's all.
Now, who did the Dreamy Bot back up?
Who did what?
Oh, I need the Dreamy Bot that does the buys for the NFT.
Oh.
One NFT before this and didn't pop up.
Yeah, the Dreamy Bot's a little glitchy. I'm not sure what's going on with that. Whoever's behind Dreamy Bot should probably
gotta fix it.
Yeah, probably needs to do some sort of reconnecting of some sort.
Where's Max? Max can get on that. If you could have them do something. I mean, you got a nice solid, S&P just sitting around that 2.7 area, going up and down. Nice chunks here and there.
Yeah, I hope you guys did well on S&P. Whoever jumped in or maybe jumped on it as it was moving, but
1000X is moving pretty good.
Yeah, I see that.
Let me pull that one back up.
Yeah, it looks like it came out of its dip like we talked about.
That hour dip that it usually has.
Exactly. And even no, just 1000X 464 I'm showing, but that's very typical. It's very typical. I wouldn't be surprised to see that thing blow past 500 again.
I mean, 420 right now. It did hit nice part at 470ish.
Yeah. I'm just waiting for that 5th or 6th call here, guys. So far, we've got, let's see, / leaderboard, just to recap. Well, it says we've done 5 calls, but I know that first one is not. But we have a 4.2x in S&P shit and piss 500. Feet coin 3.6. 1000X is still at 30% gain. And Arcade has not gone into the green. Again, first time I've ever seen it. We've done this how many times? Probably about 40, 45 calls. The first time it's bought something that didn't go into the green right away. So we'll see how that plays out, in the long run.
And here you go. You got a lot of sell pressure right now with S&P 500 back down to 2.26. But hey, that could be a good thing. Once that people are done selling, people will buy it right back up.
Guys, I watched what was it earlier today? The one that Zug. I watched Zug earlier today go all the way to 4. Then it dropped all the way back down to 2. And I was sitting there trying my best to hey, do you hold? What do you do? And I was like, you know what? There can't be this many alpha wallets buying into this thing. And what it's doing. Like it's definitely going to make its way, and it certainly did. So you just never know, just because a little bit of a dip. Also, there was one earlier today, SEQ. It bought SEQ at 600K. I think it ran to 3.5 million or some crazy number, and then all of a sudden it just tanked. And it tanked all the way back down to 600K, and all the way down to 300K, and then on the way back, it sold, but it bought it back up at like 400K, and right now it's at 2.1 mil. So they all have their days. They all go up and down, as we all know. So patience sometimes does pay off, but sometimes being a little too patient can actually bite you in the backside. So you just got to be monitoring what you're doing. If you had the ATM, you absolutely wouldn't have to worry about any of the sell side because it's all automated. The ATM, when it comes out here in a few weeks, for those of you that are waiting for it, we'll teach you guys in various different sessions. I will teach you guys how to automate this so you're not having to watch these. You can also automate it. So like, for example, let's look at S&P shit and piss 500 right now, right? So I think it called around 760. I don't have the exact number in front of me, but as it's going up, you could set it so that when sells versus buys start to topple it, I think at the high it was at like 1.1 mil, then it came back down into that 700K range. You could set it to sell at 1.1 mil and buy it back as soon as buys over sells actually starts to turn back up on a 30-second. So it's going to buy it right back, and then it's just going to ride it until the sell pressure starts to kick in again. Once sell pressure kicks in again, then it's going to sell again, and then it's going to buy again. So right now, if you're looking at it at 2 mil, it came close to 3. It probably would have seen the sell pressure, probably would have sold you right around 2.8, 2.9 mil, would have captured it. It literally turns into like a sniper as soon as it triggers the sell, by the way. So it'll sell immediately within a second and a half, 2 seconds, probably about 2, maybe 2.3 seconds. It takes about a second to a second and a half to create the transaction, and then it takes about a half a second to execute it. So then what you typically will see is it'll just keep doing that on your sell strategy and your buys. You got to set your buy strategy to do the same thing. It has to have the 30-second buys over sells, and then it has to hit the other criteria. But if it hits that criteria, 30-second buys over sells exceeding percentage increase, and I can show you guys how to do all that, but it'll basically swing trade the hell out of these for you. So you'd probably be on S&P, even though we're looking at it now, we're like, oh, it's 4.2x. Your buys and sells on it might actually gotten you more likely to be like 7 to 10x the money that you initially started with. So there's a lot more to the ATM and the power of the automation and you just letting it do its thing. Like S&P down right now from where it was, you probably wouldn't even care what it does at that point, because it's getting you on the upside and it's making money on the downside. So it's doing a little bit of both, and that's really something we can talk about. But I want you guys to get used to this version, how this works, and kind of get a feel for it, and then we'll teach you how to do the settings for those other things.
Oh, I have a question. So if you manually put it in, like you're following right now, can it automatically sell it? Like if you do a manual buy?
Yeah. So what happens when, it's a great question. If you watch the video with the actual ATM platform, at the top in the search bar, you drop your contract address, or maybe it just detects it, but it doesn't buy it on your strategy. Either way, let's say you manually go in there and you drop a contract and you buy the token. When you buy and hit the buy button, it actually, in the buy process, it allows you to, there's a little drop down that allows you to assign a sell strategy to that token. So it'll immediately assign it to a strategy, or it actually doesn't just do the sell side.
you could actually, when you're assigning it, you can assign it to an entire strategy. So it's the buy side of that strategy and the sell side of that strategy. So you're buying it manually, but you're attaching its own dedicated, strategy for selling it. But then once it sells it, back to my point, if it has, the buys over sells on the 30-second on the upside, it might actually buy it right back once it sells. Depends on how you want to assign it. You could assign simply just a sell strategy too to any manual token that you buy.
And it could also swing trade your custom one that you put that wasn't called by ATM.
Which one?
It could also swing trade it, right?
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, I'll teach you guys the parameters that we use for those things. Because what we call it and what you guys would possibly think the parameters that would actually trigger a swing trade might be a little different, but we'll walk you through where those parameters lie and what we use in order to accomplish that for sure. Yeah, I missed a few guys.
We were talking.
Yeah,
we were enjoying it.
I missed a few. It's okay.
But we hit a pretty nice one. That's all we need. Keeps me going for the night.
Yeah, but I missed a 40%. I missed. This one's maybe up 10, and then I missed a 40 and a 2x. No, not quite a 2x. Maybe like a 1.6x. They're moving fast. Moving fast.
Mine just bought a couple NFTs. Not Martians, but a couple other ones. So, it worked out for me. I'm happy with it.
Oh.
I gotta get verify the match. We gotta reach out to them. See if we can get ours. Well, not even mine. Let me not call it ours.
Yeah. I know, I think everybody's wanting me to at least drop one more tonight.
Oh, yeah, probably.
I've got people DMing me saying, drop one more, please. I think some people maybe didn't make it on in the early time.
Yeah, see, I mean, again, Bitcoin, we would have made it on the way up. Fell there, nice. Now it's sitting at 220 today. 1000X pushed all the way back up to 490. What else we have? S&P is a very nice fall. And it's pushing its way back up right now. That's nice. And here we go. We got the lowest point of arcade at 113.
Yeah, I think people kind of walked away from that one.
Yeah. I mean, I walked away from that one. I just had it up on the screen.
Yeah. Come on, give me another one. I feel bad about this one, though. Would have been instant money. It's the only downside to manually doing this is that they happen so quick. Who knows? Maybe I'll jump in and do a little impromptu later on. Okay, here we go.
Nice. Love the name. It's the Freaky Love Hound.
Wait, what the heck?
Something else just pop up on there?
Yeah.
I guess this point just bonded?
Yeah, looks like it.
What you call it at? You called it at 184? We're already at 240? And all it is me? That's cool. Love it.
Yeah, but there seems to be 2 of these Love Hound tokens.
Is the one that you sent the 134-day-old one?
No.
Oh, right.
No, it's one that just went. But I did see it by the other one too. While I was sending you guys that one.
Did I buy? It's all free. That's beautiful. I'm already up 52%.
On Freaky?
Like, I hope I'm freaky. I mean, I hope I bought the right one. I think I did.
Yeah, it's at 215.
Yeah.
But I don't even know what this other one. There's another one called just Love Hound, I think. That I bought too. Freaky Love Hound. It's 12 minutes old. So this looks like a little bit of a fight between these 2. I'm not sure which one is which or what the deal is. There's one called Love Hound. I don't really know. Oh, it's crashing. The Love Hound one is crashing.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure which between these. I really don't know the story. You guys have to go look it up and see what's going on there. There's definitely something going on.
Yeah, I was trying to see if we had a connect with Magic Key to get NFTs, verified. Me and this guy just did a whole drop that was partnered with Magic. And I'll see if we can reach out to them though. Yeah, that is a big rug that they had
What's that?
on Freaky.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It sold 160. It sold. But that was like minutes ago.
Oh,
Oh yeah, it's like somebody. So it looks like the other Love Hound, the Love Hound ticker, was the one.
look at that, you already beat 1000x with that. 1.4 if you pulled up.
Yeah.
Got some nice buys coming in. Good amount of buys.
And yeah, that one's. What makes you guys think Freaky got rugged yet? Just because it was going down?
Yeah, I mean, the candle that they had did and sells
Could have been sniped. You never know.
through. That's a big. Yeah, someone who sold 1100. That was probably the 1100 one that just made it drop that much in the 100.
No, it's making its way back up.
Where's it sitting at on the ATM? Because right now it's sitting at like 55 G.
No, I'm seeing it down now. It was up back to 88, kind of going back up, but these little situations always are crazy because you never know like who's telling what truth, and there's always a story somewhere.